Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Devon Toro in raw form, and welcome to another Help Me Devon raw tutorial. And today, in this Help Me Devon raw tutorial, I'll be showing you guys something that I consider more of a alternative auto-tune plugin for pitch correction. What if I was to tell you that there was a pitch correction plugin out there that could easily find the scale of your song? A way of adding that auto-tune effect super easy. The ability to hear yourself live while you're recording. Format manipulation, a graphical mode for full control, and an affordable price. The name of this plugin is called Crispy Tuner. Super dope plugin that I've had the privilege of using. Right now, you can use the code HelpMeDevon to get a discount on it. I'll leave that in the description below for the link for the plugin. Let's get right to it. So first and foremost, let's play the song that we have today. Listen close.
I be rolling up the front toe and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking, and tell me what's your strain. Oh yeah, I be rolling up the front toe and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking, and tell me what's your strain. Oh yeah.
Cool, so your hit vocal is by my guy I'm Gassed Up. Not out yet as of today. But you can hear what the Crispy Tuner pitch correction is doing. We are using Crispy Tuner to pitch correct this vocal to give it more of a singier feel. Now, of course, this is the stylistic approach. You can use it however you want, but this is more of a modern day sound, what we wanted to accomplish using the Crispy Tuner. At any moment, you can also get 10% off of the Crispy Tuner in our description below. Just use the code HelpMeDevon. Enjoy it. I'm telling you, it's a great plugin, and I want you guys to really, really use this thing. This thing is really dope. So let's get into how I use the Crispy Tuner to accomplish this type of vocal. Okay, so first thing first, let's call over here and let's open Crispy Tuner. So of course I put Crispy Tuner basically at the very beginning of my vocal chain, and the reason why is because when using pitch correction, I usually like that to be the first thing that happens so that everything is EQ'd and compressed after that to boost what it's done already. So I like the original vocal to come in with pitch correction on it. So I like to put my pitch corrector basically at the front of the entire vocal chain. So now I'm gonna break it down to you like this. Now, of course, when you're using pitch correction, you need to find the key. This is, self-explanatory, right? Like you need to find the key in order to put the vocals in a place that is sonically in tune with the music. So what's really dope about this particular Crispy Tuner and this particular pitch correction plugin is that there is a pitch detector or a scale finder built into the plugin. And from the actual scale finder, it will push the information right to the Crispy Tuner. Super powerful. I'm going to show you how it's done. So long story short, what you do is, let me just find my spot. If you're using a 2-track or anything like that, what you would do is you would basically go over to your 2-track and you would slap on the scale finder plugin. So whatever part of the beat or wherever you hear the most musical note information, this is where you want to slap this scale finder plugin on. Now, the scale finder is a part of Crispy Tuner. Beautiful thing is it comes with both of those things. So basically I go right over here and I'll say scale finder, press enter, and this comes up. Now, we put this on this particular instrument right here. Cool, and that's musical. We can hear those chords, we hear those notes. So this is what I'm gonna use to detect the actual scale of the actual music. So let's start it from the top. What I'll do is I hit detect scale. It's listening, it's waiting for me to press play so that it can hear it. I press play. Okay, so Crispy Tuner has found the key to be G major. Now, I know you see the other ones underneath it. You see a B natural minor and you see a G natural minor. It also gives you an idea of where it might also be, but chances are it gives you the highest probability at the top, which is telling me G major is it. So let's move on over to Crispy Tuner. Let's open it up so you can see what it does. I put it right here. And now, let's say, for instance, I had this at D starting off, right? In my Crispy Tuner, I go over to my detect scale or my scale finder. I press send to Crispy Tuner. Boom, it sends that information directly to Crispy Tuner, and you see it now. It's set at G major in the whole 9, and it's right there. And then we can play back our vocal and take a listen to what it sounds like. Listen close.
I be rolling up the frontal and getting high in the rain.
Boom, we have a vocal that is in key naturally, and we didn't have to do anything. We literally had to put the scale finder on the actual musical part or the 2-track beat that you would use, and then send that information right there. Super convenient, love that. So basically, moving on from that, this pitch correction plugin comes in 3 different forms. It comes in simple, advanced, and graphical. Now, for most people, I'm sure you guys are going to be using simple. You're going to be slapping on the key, and you're going to be choosing how much you want that tuning speed to be. So over here, you see it says extreme, and then on the left side, it says subtle. This is obvious. The harder you have it to the right, the more pitch correction you'll be introducing, and the harder you have it to the left, the less pitch correction that you'll be introducing into the actual audio file. So let's crank it all the way to the right quick. I'm gonna solo this 1 second. 1 second, make sure something. Yes, and listen closely to the vocal.
I be rolling up the frontal and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking and tell me what's your strain. Oh yeah, I be rolling up the frontal.
Okay, so you can obviously hear that he gets a little flatter when I move it to the left, and when I move it to the right, it starts to get more pitch correction there. Self-explanatory, pretty obvious. Of course, from the Crispy Tuner, it already set this up, so it's a G major key, so that's what it was, and that's how we leave it at that. Now, one thing I do want to make very clear to you guys that's pretty powerful is that there's these 2 buttons over here to say live and mixing. Now, what does this mean? Mixing puts a little bit more stress on your PC or computer in the sense of there will be a little bit more latency if you try to record with this on in this setting. It's a better quality out of the plugin. So it will sonically sound better if you put it in mix mode. If you put it in live mode, there will be a slight quality loss, but there will be less latency in your headphones when you're recording. Dang near none. You probably won't even hear anything. It will sound seamless, and it will be something that you can actually have on while the person is physically recording, and they won't hear a delay in their headphones. That's extremely powerful. So when you're doing live, you just turn it on to live, and you can just have it just going back, and the person that is actually singing the rap vocal or singing into it won't hear latency. It's beautiful. So they won't hear that delay in their headphones. It's really dope. But when you're moving on to mixing, I say click mixing for a better quality sound. Great functionality. That's something that I think is extremely powerful. Okay, now let's move on over to advanced, right? Now in advanced, there's a bunch of different things. For instance, let's do something cool. There's this button that says format shift, and I'll show you what it does, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So listen closely to this.
I be rolling up the frontal and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking. And tell me what's your strain.
So it allows you to change the pitch of the actual vocal with keeping it still in key. It doesn't change the key at all. It's still in key, but the format and the actual pitch is actually lower. So even when I play with the beat, it still works. Check this out.
I be rolling up the frontal and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking. And tell me what's your strain.
That's super dope. I love that. So that's something that's in there as far as the format shift is concerned. Moving on. Next thing I'll roll over to is this thing that says transition, tightness, and correction. Now, when it comes to the tightness, all it does is it chooses how hard do you want this to lock onto the target pitch. So say for instance, the pitch of this one is C. So it knows and asks you, how hard do you want me to stick to the C? Or can I be off a little bit? Can I be over a little bit? And long story short, that helps with the more natural sound of the pitch correction. So I'll do it right quick with you. I'll move it all the way off. Check this out.
I be rolling up the frontal and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking and tell me what's your strength.
Okay, so you can hear on that it chose when I had it harder to the right hand side, it was dead on pitch, and when I moved it off to the left hand side, it was a little less slight on pitch, and that gave it a little bit more of a natural sound. Now, granted, the only reason you would probably use this is if you want more of a natural sound and you want a little bit of a imperfection, because that's truly what a vocal really is. You should have a slight imperfections in it, and that's where you get a more natural sound. That's a stylistic approach. For some rappers and hip hop artists, they probably want this thing cranked to the right and be perfect. I understand. Okay. So the next thing is the transition. And what the transition knob does is, all it is saying how quickly do you want us to transition to those notes. So if you transition a little slower, you'll notice a little bit of a flatness here and there, the imperfection. So it's basically just giving you a chance to create a more natural vocal. Again, something that feels a little more natural. Or if you're looking for something completely digital, same thing. So let's try it out. Listen close.
I be rolling up the front toe and getting high in the rain. Baby, tell me what you smoking. And tell me what's your strength. Oh yeah.
So basically all it is the speed of how fast it's jumping to those notes. So it's like, do you want me to lag a little bit behind before I start to correct? It's like an attack and release on a compressor. It's pretty sick. And the last thing I'll kind of show you guys is basically this graphical spot. And all the graphical spot is, it's basically giving you a super in-depth way to maneuver, move pitches and sounds and all those types of things. That's in a super advanced way of doing it. But if you want to get really detailed and feel like, just that one note's bothering me, you could do it in the graphical section. I highly encourage you guys to explore that and see it for yourself. But for the most part, this is Crispy Tuner. This plugin is super dope. And like I said, you can get it for 10% off right now at the Crispy Tuner website. If you go right in the link below, I'll leave it there. Use the code HelpMeDevon so that you can get the 10% off. Tell me how you feel and tell me what you think about it. This is a plugin that I'm actually constantly using now, just because of its functionality and how easy it is, and I like the sound of it. So I hope this helps. That's how I like to pitch correct vocals with hip hop or R&B trap vocals. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you email us at helpmedevon@gmail.com if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions or concerns. Also, make sure you follow us at helpmedevon on the Instagram. And once again, this is the road to 100K. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. And once again, until next time, you guys.